Hey, so I'm getting a bit better at this video editing thing. And I guess I'm getting better at baking, because I just made mince pies, and they're really good. Once again, I have the recipe for you, along with the process, how I did it. In the first part, we're gonna make the dough and the mincemeat, and in the second part, I'm gonna make the pies themselves. So yeah, let's get to it. So the things we need for the dough: all-purpose flour, there's caster sugar, butter, a pinch of salt, ice cold water, and a cellophane. Making the dough is actually pretty easy. You add the sugar into the flour, then you put in the chilled cubes of butter, and don't forget about the pinch of salt. And then make the dough. You can use your hands like I did, or I guess you can use a mixer as well, but personally I like to do things manually. Once all the butter is combined with the flour and the dough is still being very brittle, add up to 3 tablespoons of ice cold water so the dough starts becoming, well, more adhesive. Place the dough on a floured surface and knead it until it becomes smooth. Once that's done, take the cellophane and wrap the dough tightly. And place it in a fridge overnight. So here are the things for the mincemeat. 2 red apples, a lemon and an orange. These are raisins, and these are sultanas. Dried cherries and dried cranberries, pitted and cut figs. Here's rum, and here's brandy. You will need to choose one. This is apple juice, this is brown sugar and nutmeg, cinnamon, ground ginger, and cloves. Now to prepare the apples, wash them, then cut them and core them. Then grate the apples, leave the skins, eat them or whatever. Add all the dried fruit into the bowl with apples. Add sugar and combine it. Then take the grater again and grate the orange and the lemon zest. Then add the peel into the fruit, cut the citruses in halves, and squeeze their juice into the mixture. Finally add the spices: the ground ginger, the cinnamon, then ground cloves, and finally a bit of nutmeg. Pour in the apple juice, stir until well combined, and I guess you're ready to go. Set the stove to the medium heat, transfer the fruit mixture into the pot, pour in the melted butter, stir well until it's combined, and then close the lid. Occasionally stir it so you know that it's not burning. You want it to boil though, so keep the lid off for minimum time. When it's boiling, turn down the heat to low and keep it there for like 30 minutes. The water will be almost all gone, so take it off the heat and let it cool. Now it's time for you to choose if you want to use brandy or rum. I chose rum because it's more aromatic and I like the flavor more. Add the spirits into the mincemeat, stir it well, and leave to cool overnight. It's the next day, the dough has chilled in the fridge overnight, so it's time to prepare the pies. Roll the dough on a floured surface until it's about, well, 2 millimeters thick. There's really no need to force it. You just roll the pin, the dough will stretch itself. Next, butter your muffin tray well. Get a cup or a glass, wine glasses work well, that is slightly larger than the holes in your muffin pan. Then cut out 12 round shapes that will make the pie crust. If you don't twist the cup a bit, you might end up like me with the dough not being separated completely, so I used the knife to trace the edges and cut the remaining dough. Now place the dough circles into the muffin holes. Gather the remaining dough, we're gonna use it in a little while. Now it's time to fill the pies. Take the prepared mincemeat and with a spoon transfer it into the pie shells. Fill it to the top of the pie. You don't need to worry. The mincemeat is not gonna escape once you put it in the oven. Now put the pies aside and take the remaining dough. Make it into a ball and roll it out until it's once again about 2 millimeters thick. Take any kind of Christmas themed cookie cutter and make 12 cuts. You really can use anything. I use the star, but you can use a tree as well. Place the cutouts onto the tops of the pies and try to press the edges into the pie dough so that they merge. Now the pies are complete, they're ready. Put them in the oven. The details are in the recipe on my blog, but the oven should be preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. If you're like me and baking in a gas oven, set the timer to 10 minutes, after which take out the muffin tray and turn it around so that the back isn't burnt and the front isn't underbaked. Put back in the oven for another 5 minutes. However, if you're using an electric oven, set it to 15 minutes from start. And when the time's up, take out the muffin pan, leave the pies to cool down inside, and you're done. Mince pies. Fragrant and yummy.